How will Disney bring Deadpool into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Ever since Disney purchased 21st Century Fox and regained the film rights to a good chunk of their wayward children, fans have been waiting for word on how Kevin Feige and Marvel will fold the likes of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into their Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while Feige and company may be mum on how these characters will make their MCU debut, rumors are beginning to swirl about how a certain Merc with a mouth might finally make his grand Marvel appearance, and the reports aren't as crazy as you think. So, how will Disney bring Deadpool into its Marvel movie universe? Well, we're gonna break it down right now. First off, this news comes courtesy of the blog MCU Cosmic, which claims to have gotten this information from an extremely reliable source that has come through for them in the past. For now, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt for this story as it does seem legit. However, we caution you to have a decent-sized grain of salt on standby just in case. Now, according to MCU Cosmic's source, there are 3 options that Marvel is considering as they prepare to bring Deadpool into the MCU. The first one is pretty obvious. Disney will just introduce Deadpool through Deadpool 3. And this makes sense. The day Disney acquired Deadpool in the Fox deal, Wade Wilson's face landed straight on the main Disney website. It's no secret that both the R-rated Deadpool 1 and 2 made over $1.5 billion at the box office, and after spending over $71 billion to acquire Fox's entertainment assets, it's unlikely the Walt Disney Company would leave all that potential potty-mouthed money on the table. But wait, you say, how will the R-rated superhero play along nicely in the MCU's PG-13 sandbox, you say? We see 2 ways. First, the folks behind Deadpool already sent their PG-13 resume to Disney in the form of the holiday cut of Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool, basically showing that they are capable of playing in the sanitized Avengers world. This seems possible, but not probable. The holiday cut was met with mixed reviews, and it's pretty clear Deadpool works best when he is untethered, which means they will just lean into the obscene. Walt Disney head honcho Bob Iger has said that his wish is to keep Deadpool in its R-rated glory, and if Disney wants to make an R-rated Deadpool 3 work in the MCU, they will find a way.
What the
Now, the second way to introduce Deadpool to the rest of the MCU is through a limited series on their upcoming streaming service, Disney+. This one feels a little less likely, as the streaming platform does seem to want to cater more to the family experience with their offerings. Again, while Deadpool did have that PG-13 cut, as we said before, if Disney truly wants Deadpool to stick to its roots, then they won't want to censor him for a series. That said, Disney is investing a lot of money into this streaming service, with plenty of shows that appear to be geared more towards an adult audience, a la The Mandalorian, which looks amazing, for Star Wars, and a series about former villain turned anti-hero Loki. So it's possible that Disney might be loosening the reins a bit when it comes to their Netflix killer. Now, the final possibility offered up by the folks at MCU Cosmic is the most intriguing one. Deadpool could be introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe through Spider-Man 3. Not that one.
What the
But rather, the Spider-Man trilogy starring Tom Holland with Homecoming and the upcoming Far From Home. Deadpool and Spider-Man have a decent shared history in the comics, popping up in each other's books from time to time, and even sharing a team-up title called Spider-Man Deadpool. The duo's antics are well liked by fans, with their personalities acting as perfect foils to each other. Now, this gives Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios the opportunity to introduce Deadpool into the MCU and then make Deadpool 3 right after. Feels like a win-win. And even Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld seems to be on board for this idea. He posted an image of the pair on Instagram with the understated caption, "This would be the ultimate Marvel team-up movie. Who in their right mind doesn't go nuts over this pair? If this ever happens, heads would explode." But there is one catch. While the Spider-Man movies are essentially made by Marvel, Sony does own the movie rights to the character and reportedly have final creative control over the films. Now, while these rumors of introducing Deadpool in Spider-Man 3 are enticing, there are other rumors that Sony has different plans for including a new Spider-Man 3 co-star, specifically Tom Hardy's Venom. This logically tracks that Sony would rather keep a character they own front and center in their film, especially after Venom made just under $1 billion at the movies in his first outing. So which of these 2 rumors is true? Maybe one, maybe none, maybe both? At the end of the day, it's obvious there is money to be made with all of these characters, so why not just throw them into a shared universe together? Maybe some sort of, Deadpool comic extended universe. You could call it the DCEU. Sounds sketchy to me. Of course, this is all rumor and should be taken with that healthy sprinkling of salt mentioned before. We know that Disney and Marvel definitely are making plans for the future of Deadpool, but how Wade Wilson will fit into the MCU, we won't officially know until Kevin Feige tells us. But what do you folks think? How would you introduce Deadpool to the MCU? Would you be okay with Deadpool sticking to PG-13 flicks? And when are we going to get a Deadpool Detective Pikachu crossover movie?
My clues!
Because I would 100% watch. Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and mash that little bell to get notified every time we drop a new show or video, like today with the latest episode of Nerdist News Edition, where Dan Casey breaks down how the Marvel method doesn't work for the Star Wars franchise.